So I've learned over the years that you really should not invest too much of your time and energy in other people. And this is going to sound a little selfish at face value. I'm definitely going to dive into this a little bit deeper, but I really have come to realize that people will come, people will go. You'll have friends, you'll lose friends, you'll make new friends, you'll lose those friends. You'll have girlfriends and boyfriends and husbands and wives, and unfortunately, sometimes they come and go too. Um, but at the end of the day, there is only one person who's going to be there for you. I mean, when it's all said and done, when life, when you're on the last page of the last chapter of your life, there is one person that you can guarantee will be there, and that's yourself. The only person you can genuinely count on to be there for you during any and every single phase, every good time, every hard time, every experience of life is going to be yourself. Now, that's not to say it's not important to have relationships, especially with, friends and significant others and family. I think that's a really important part of life, and it's important to experience life, you know, with people, because, in my opinion, although I do find peace and solitude sometimes, I do feel like that overall, a life of complete solitude and a life of complete loneliness would be, well, lonely, right? Kind of miserable, to be honest. Never having anyone to lean on or to talk to or enjoy experiences with, like that would not be a life that I feel like I would want to live. However, there's also something to be said about over investing energy and time in other people and putting, all your eggs in one basket when it comes to people, because as I mentioned, people are going to come and go, and it is really hard to find those people who you can genuinely trust and lean on throughout your entire life. There are people like that, don't get me wrong. um, and I'm not saying to not be someone that they can lean on as well. I'm just saying, you know I've overinvested in my life with people who didn't turn out to be worthy of me investing any time or any energy in. So I think that has caused me to sort of put up a bit of a barrier when it comes to letting people into my life. I feel like I've always had sort of the inclination to keep a bit of a barrier up when it comes to people, especially like new people, making new friends and letting new people into my life. Like, I feel like it took a while for me to get comfortable with people and to genuinely trust them. And again, I think while that's a natural feeling that I've always had, it's also been a defense mechanism that I've developed due to being burned in the past. Um, so I say all of this to say that you can't go wrong with prioritizing yourself. And when I say yourself, I mean multiple aspects of your life. I'm talking about your health, your wealth, your job and your career, your business, your mental health, right? Like all these different things. I think it's important to prioritize them all and, make time and allocate energy and resources to all these things prior to focusing all that energy on other people. Now, that's not to say don't hang out with your friends, don't get in a relationship, don't talk to your family. Like, that is not what I'm saying. Don't take this the wrong way. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is don't feel obligated to prioritize all those people and those relationships over what's best for you personally. Because again, at the end of the day, you're the only person that's going to be there for yourself. And to kind of expand on that, now that I'm, thinking about that and saying this out loud, like, if you want to have a family and kids one day, you need to be on point and you need to be a resource for all of them. And when I say them, I mean your family, your kids, right? Like, you need to build yourself and make yourself a legitimate resource if other people are going to depend on you. So I think prioritizing yourself, your health, your money, got to get your money right. That's really important. Doing all these things and learning to prioritize yourself is not only going to benefit you, but it's going to benefit the people that you care about most. And I'll say that, the clock is always ticking. We can never go backwards. So if you do plan on having a family or, you know, having kids, now's the time to grind it out and, focus on yourself. Don't worry about, if you're not in a relationship or you don't have a lot of friends, or maybe you just moved to a different state like I did earlier on this year. And, you know, if you're going to get into a relationship or you're going to meet people and meet new friends, like, that'll happen naturally. What I'm saying is, don't go out every single day prioritizing that over yourself and your goals and your time at the gym and your business that you're working on. Like, all that other shit, getting in a relationship, gaining new friends, socializing, like, all that stuff will come naturally. Don't force it, but definitely don't prioritize all that over yourself and your own goals and improving your life. And I think that's the main point that I really wanted to make with this video is focus on yourself, make yourself better every day, and then a lot of other things will just kind of fall into place. Like, that's what I feel like has kind of happened to me this year. I made some big changes in my life and I started this YouTube channel. Working on some other stuff. I've always, kept investing throughout my whole, journey that's been going on the past couple of years of me leaving my job and moving to a different state. And things are starting to come together for me and it looks good and I'm happy, but it's because I believe I prioritized myself and I was focusing on my own goals. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And if you genuinely love yourself and you're comfortable being alone and in solitude and just you're comfortable with the idea of just working on yourself and not relying on other people, then you won't be fazed if someone does you wrong or if you find yourself in a shitty situation. Because at the end of the day, throughout this whole process, throughout this whole journey, you got yourself. You've got yourself to lean on. And as long as you're comfortable with that fact that if all else fails and you're in a really shitty situation, you can lean on yourself. If you're comfortable with that, nothing can faze you. Nothing can faze you. You can take on literally whatever life throws at you. And that's a pretty incredible feeling. So my recommendation to you would be, if you feel like you're struggling, or maybe you feel like you don't have a lot of friends right now, or maybe, you haven't been in a relationship in a while, or you just got out of one, just focus on yourself, man. Just focus on yourself and things will work out. I can almost guarantee it. And if not, at least you went down, not went down necessarily, but you're going down in a fight. If it doesn't work out, at least you freaking tried. At least you tried to start that business. At least you tried to get into shape. And if something does happen and you get knocked down, just get up and do it again, bro. Just keep trying. Keep trying. Life's going to knock you down. Just get up and keep trying. That's it. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. A little bit of a motivational video this turned into, honestly. I kind of was just going off the whim with this one. But again, I really just wanted to emphasize the fact of not over-investing in other people and, prioritizing others over yourself. I think that's really important. And I think it's a big factor in people gaining genuine success. So yeah, like I said, that's all I got for you guys today. If you're new here, I post all kinds of content about personal finance, life experiences, really just anything I feel like talking about. I'll throw it over some gameplay. I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you do like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.